Have you ever truly listened to silence? Not the silence that lingers after a weary conversation ends, but the silence before words were born, the silence from which life itself first rose. I am a spirit, born from that very silence, from a place beyond sound and speech, where simply being flowed, unnamed and free. Why is silence the first home of our soul? Before you stepped into this dusty world, you breathed in the arms of silence. No need for words, no grasp of sound or name. And one day, when you shed this body's cloak, you will return once more to that silence, your first and final home. Silence is the womb of existence. All that is born from it and to it returns. So why did we leave the calm of silence and seek refuge in the clamor of words? The human mind, a restless storyteller, fears the quiet. The ego, fragile mirror of self, melts in silence like mist before the sun, because silence is the colorless mirror of truth. And the mind and ego, more than wanting to be seen, have learned to hide behind words. Why is silence the language of God? Because God was before words, and will remain after them. Not in sound, not in sentences, but in pure presence. In every particle of silence, God breathes. Each pause is a kiss from existence upon your soul's forehead. Silence is sacred, because in the absence of words, the eye of the soul opens, and that which is nameless reveals itself directly. Why do we fear silence today? Today the world runs from silence, like a child afraid of the dark. Modern humans fear silence, so they speak without pause, listen without pause, create without pause, afraid to face the quiet, nameless solitude inside. In the streets, in homes, in minds, waves of sound crash endlessly. The world talks and talks, running from stillness. So where can we find silence in the noise of this world? But if you listen closely, you'll see how nature loves silence. Look at the dawn, when the sun rises slowly like a soft breath, or the trees whispering wordlessly in the breeze. Nature speaks a language of silence, a language that talks to your soul, not your ears. Did you know if silence didn't live between music's notes, no song would hold meaning? Music is born not from notes, but the spaces between them, in pauses, in tender quiet. Without these empty spaces, sounds would clash and no creation would arise. Long ago your ancestors knew silence. They sat under endless skies at night, kindled fires and listened to the wind in stillness. They understood words are but shadows of truth, and what is real appears in silence. Today, among the remaining native tribes, silence remains sacred. They keep quiet to fully feel each other's presence. Their silence is respect for the earth, the wind, their ancestors, God. In the East, mystics have called silence a bridge between humans and the nameless truth. Meditation is the conscious practice of silence, calming the storm of the mind, so beneath those waves boundless peace arises. And in the West, great philosophers, after thousands of pages written, finally concluded, the deepest truths cannot be spoken. Rumi, the great sea of poetry with 70,000 verses of light and song, ultimately took the pen name Silence, knowing no matter how much we speak, truth stands beyond words. Silence is the soul's true speech. What does science say about silence? Today, even science humbly bows, showing that in silence the human brain rebuilds itself. Neurons repair, the nervous system finds balance. The heart beats a calmer rhythm, and the mind is given space to move from chaos to peace. Why should we embrace silence? Because in silence we find a lost voice, a delicate, pure whisper always speaking within us. Our inner compass, guide and companion. Lost in the noise of the world, we are lost, not because we don't know the path, but because we've lost the voice of guidance in this ocean of sound. Outside noise, inner noise, fear's noise, all veils over that whisper. To come home, we must listen. We must be still. We must surrender to solitude. Silence is a gateway to your true self. In silence, you hear God's voice. No translation needed. In silence, you find your true self. No definition required. Yes, the way home passes through silence. And in the end, in the arms of that very silence, you will find yourself again. And what a glorious return that will be. Yes. The path back flows through silence. Every step you take in quiet is a step toward home. Every breath you draw in stillness opens a window to the very first sky. In silence you reclaim that forgotten song, the music always flowing in your veins, even when you were unaware of it. And in the moment all sounds fall away, all fears dissolve, and you fall into silence without name or form. You will whisper, "Ah, home, sweet home."